Sausage Castle.
I was gonna start with Chattahoochee.
Chattahoochee.
Yeah, those are.
It's one and the same.
One and the
Sausage
same, yeah.
Castle
Honestly-
and Chattahoochee deliver the same
Oh man,
goodness.
it's yeah. That's I've had so many conversations about going to the Sausage Castle now.
It is. I think anybody who knows anything about it, it's
Yeah.
like it is like a mythical place.
Yeah,
And I do remember the first time I read about it on the internet, and that was like it had to be 20 plus years ago.
yeah,
And I remember thinking like, wow, what a cool sounding place, you know?
yeah.
So to actually go is
Yeah, it's funny because this my probably third time visiting.
yeah.
So 2 times. This second time performing there, and then the other time
You
was.
killed, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
You
Thank
did so good.
Yeah.
And it was cool to see. Tell the story how you got to go and then like start from the beginning.
Oh, the first time I ever did the Sausage Castle.
No, this time.
Oh, this time they basically reached out to me. I had done the first. It was like the 6th annual, whatever
April Fool's show.
April Fool's
That's
show.
what I gather. It was like an April Fool's
Yeah,
comedy show.
and I did the first one, and it had been many years. They actually built a stage for that show, and then that same year, a hurricane kicked off a storm and it took out the stage.
Oh shit!
Yeah, yeah, it was cool. I hadn't been there in a while. I think I was there with friends. We drove out there to hang out or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was even then that was very brief. It was like a couple hours and that was it. And it wasn't a party, so there was like literally just like the workers there.
Yeah.
We were just hanging out, like talking and like eating snacks in the kitchen.
Oh, so it was like really like a party for the internal.
No, it wasn't even a party. We were just hanging out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was, I mean,
Or a
that was,
show for like the.
but yeah, the only times I ever really got to see the Sausage Castle in its like some semblance of its full glory is when I did the shows, because it's a members only thing, and yeah. By the way,
tell people what the Sausage Castle is.
I was gonna say, yeah, we're just naming it and not talking. Okay, so I'm gonna give you just a brief rundown. So the guy that owns this guy named Mike Busey.
Yeah.
Busey is an important distinction on the last name. He basically looks like the Busey family, like a member of the Busey family.
Yeah.
The way the cheek structure and the teeth. And
He looks like a party cartoon.
Yeah.
You know, like he
honestly,
like,
yeah,
because he's gigantic. He's a big dude.
he's a big guy, big dude.
And he does look like a young Busey, like a
I
young
know.
Gary Busey.
So for a while he was telling people, because he came up in foster homes and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's had not the greatest upbringing, and so he came up in that world, and so I think people would say he kind of looked like him, and so he just kind of ran with it and just said he's a member of the Busey family.
Huh.
So he was known as Mike Busey, the like unofficial Busey member. That was the thing that he played on for a while, and then he kind of became like involved in club promotion and stuff, and they would do wild parties at his houses, and because he got into all kinds of different investments and stuff, and he would have these house and these house parties, and it would be like strippers and stuff, and they would always get complaints. And so the one that we visited was Sausage Castle number 8.
Mm.
Yeah, so he would move it. He got booted. He got booted from different. I know he got booted from one township. They like forced him out, and that's
The whole
where,
town?
essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was a lot of. It was a reputation thing, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, they were all like small towns, like little small townships. Outside
Yeah,
of
so it
Orlando.
must be like such an infamous thing, and probably people complain like.
Yeah,
nonstop,
and plus
you know?
that's where in order to go to the Sausage Castle, you have to actually fill out a form.
Yeah, that was interesting. I've never had to do that to go
Yeah.
to a party or like go to a place. You had to fill out a form and then submit a picture with your driver's license, and it felt like a hostage situation.
Oh, it did. But the reason why they do that is over the years too, people, in order to when they file a complaint against the house or whatever, they would make very bold claims of like, oh, it's cocaine and they got hookers and there's people getting raped. And
Yeah.
so they were like, so over the years, there's a lot of like because now it's beyond like just a normal house. It's like a business entity.
Yeah, it's sort of like it's almost like a little functioning city. Someone
Yeah.
said that while we were there, but it's true. It's like just short of like a few public services, it's like functions as its own little bubble,
Yeah.
and it's a pretty cool place. Like the house itself. So like, okay, so this is the eighth one, the eighth
Yeah.
sausage castle, and I guess he's gotten bigger and bigger each time, I'd assume. But this house is on a big plot of land, and it's kind of sectioned off, almost like a theme park would be.
Yeah.
Where like and jump in anytime. But like the main house, so we go in. There was a miniature golf course that you walk up to. There was a black Santa, a crashed plane.
That used to be a drug running plane.
And you walk beyond that. There was a cop car that said Sausage Castle.
Yeah.
And then there was one of those spinner rides from the carnival, like that you'd twirl around.
Yeah,
in.
what do they call it? Twizzler or something like that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you go in, right? And then it's just every bit of space is taken up with something interesting to look at.
Yeah.
And it's pop culture, right?
It's a lot of pop culture. It's cross promotion of pop culture. You got like American flags with the McDonald's sign.
Yeah, big, huge neon McDonald's sign in front of a giant American flag, which was cool looking. And then, like a robot with lights, but that was like an old timey like kind of like game thing.
Yeah.
And then there's just fucking like the bathroom was what it had like. Everything's like kind of themed.
Yeah,
right?
Best way to describe it would be Andy Warhol joins a fraternity.
Yeah. Or like Pee Wee's Funhouse, like.
But if Pee Wee fucked.
Yeah, yeah.
if Pee Wee.
Yeah, because everything's going towards like cool pop culture, nostalgic stuff, or sex, like or stripping. So, like he has that big. You walk right in, and directly you're facing a stripper pole. And then like seating around the entire stripper pole.
Yeah. And then right across the hall he's got a basketball hoop and a dining room table set up that's like mafia style. But the backdrop is an American flag with the McDonald's logo. Mm-hmm. And so the membership. Now I remember my brain's fried. Basically we throw these parties and people that couldn't come would hear about it and like I want to see what goes on in your parties.
Yeah.
And so he created a secret Snapchat, and basically he's like, all right, everyone pays a certain membership fee,
$33 a month.
$33 a month. I can't remember what Miguel said about why that number, but
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the age that Jesus wanted to party.
Yeah. Jesus likes strippers.
Yeah.
At 33.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So yeah, I guess it's like a
so that was
a thing, and then women get in free.
Yeah. Yeah. And the women get in free, and it's really just the same thing as like, when they do that strip club, you just want to pad the room with more women than men.
Yeah,
because it's just, and then it feels like it's like I hate to use this analogy, but it's like the grocery store. You just order extra fruit, knowing that a lot of it's going to get wasted. It's just like like it's just, but only the ripest fruit. None of this old fucking fruit. Get that old fruit out of here. Yeah. No, but yeah. So that was like their first venture into like because he was making a lot of money off it, so he was able to like upgrade the house and buy all this extra shit. And then as time progressed, they started. I mean, he's got fucking sponsors. He's got sponsors. He's got there was a couple
like energy drinks and stuff.
Energy drinks. Bump Box. You ever heard of that company? Bump Box.
No.
They make like really cool like party speakers and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And it's like very portable. It's all in like one. It's like basically like a almost like a ghetto blaster.
Okay, yeah.
Type of thing, but they're like all spazzy colored and shit. They're definitely they're popular with like nightclub parties and like frat stuff.
Well, so I just want to tell people more about this house. So
Yeah.
so we're in the main room and we're walking in, and he goes, "Come on." Well, this guy's showing us around who was an Orlando comic.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Miguel.
Miguel. And Miguel was really nice, and he showed us around the whole house. He walks us through the main room with all the stuff we were just talking about, but then we go to a bookcase, and he pulls this book, and it opens a bookcase, and it's like a secret door, and that goes into the guy's room, Mike Busey's room. And the room it has a giant bed that looks like something a king would sleep on, because it had like the ornate like velvet and gold and stuff.
Yeah.
The one wall was filled with machine guns.
Yeah.
And then a giant TV, and then a treasure chest behind glass of old vintage McDonald's toys.
Yeah.
Which was so cool.
In the same room, like right across, one wall is nothing but guns.
Yeah, it's like stripper pole, McDonald's toys, and then machine guns.
Yeah, in the same bedroom too.
Yeah, and then a sex swing, like
there's
a
a sex
swing
swing
in the middle
around.
of the thing. And then he was just getting ready, like he was just around.
Yeah,
and he couldn't be nicer. He was such a nice and like welcoming dude.
Yeah, because I mean, even though we were invited for the event, we just barged in his fucking bedroom.
I know, we were just all
man.
stand. I know, it was so awkward. We were like standing there.
Yeah.
And it was cool. It was like, but his room is like in the middle of this house that is a party house, but the grounds are so big. So I guess I guess that's why he said like he doesn't always have people back to his house.
Yeah.
It kind of like depends on the vibe.
Yeah. Yeah, well, because
or he maybe just has girls back, or like mostly girls and then a few
mostly
friends.
girls and people that are cool. Like, The thing is, when it's whenever you have a rowdy fan base.
Yeah,
is a lot of those cats are like, they just think that it's like in their mind of even what they've seen or if they've been to a party, they're in their mind. It's just every day is that
right. Yeah,
the party stuff every day is like. Strippers and titties, and and it's. I wouldn't doubt that there's a lot of days that are like that. There because they you could rent parts of it, like you could camp at the campgrounds,
and people live there. There's so many trailers that we passed along the lake.
Yeah,
I mean we're driving around in a golf cart, and they're going. The guy's going. This is our auto mechanic shop. This is our pig farm. This is our lake.
Yeah.
This is our campground. These are
There's
our high-end VIP yurts. Like,
yeah.
I mean, it went on and on and on and on and on. I couldn't believe it. Basketball courts.
Yeah.
Like,
he's a 50-yard football field.
Yeah.
50-yard football field. I mean, pool. 2 hot tubs? Yeah, 2 hot tubs, it looked like.
I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, it's insane.
Yeah.
Well, and then the show that where you performed was in a warehouse that had the ring.
It had it had the WrestleMania 3 ring, the actual ring. There was an episode of something on WWE where they find like treasured like the first mask that the wrestler Kane wore, and like they find these like relics, and they were like that was the whole episode was on the Sausage Castle in the WrestleMania 3 ring.
Oh, wow.
So that's the ring that Hulk Hogan body slammed Andre the Giant.
Yeah, which is such a pivotal wrestling moment, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be like, it's probably top 10 wrestling moments,
probably
would you
top
say?
5.
Oh, yeah?
In WWE, or in wrestling moment, well, probably top 10, but in like WrestleMania history or WWE, that's like almost top 5.
Yeah.
That's because that's like one of the matches that made Hulkamania.
I think, it was like back then it was such a big deal. It seemed like such an impossible feat.
Yeah.
And it was I remember it being such a big deal back then. So it was so cool to see that ring.
Yeah.
And stand in it and like feel the ropes and the turnbuckle. And
stuff. It was they redid a little bit of it because they had to because of age and stuff.
Yeah.
But he did it. It's a pretty good representation of like from the aesthetic.
Yeah.
Because the actual framework is the same framework.
That's cool.
And even I even think some of the padding on it was.
And the barbed wire you pulled out from underneath.
Yeah, there was a hardcore match. I don't know if you saw that big spot in the wrestling ring. That was from the blood stains.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. I
did lick that spot.
Yeah. I examine every inch of that ring, dude. I get so. And then here's my favorite part. A lot of the members include just regular people, but also like celebrities and stuff. So
Oh, cool.
He's friends with Shaq. He's friends with Post Malone. He's friends with Jelly Roll, the country singer. Recently, they had Bam Margera up there. They've had a whole bunch of rappers, and some of those guys are like members. They have like lesser guys. So that night at our show, this is blowing my mind. The night at our show, they had regular members, which are lots of like porn stars or OnlyFans girls and strippers.
Yeah.
And then front row, there was a big guy. I don't know if you saw him in the middle, in the front row. This big giant guy. He was a former WWE wrestler.
Oh yeah. What was his name?
His real name was AJ Francis, but when he wrestled for WWE, he's a more modern guy. His name was Top Dollar.
Top Dollar.
Yeah, Top Dollar, and it was just crazy. I'm like, what the hell?
I did meet him or I talked to
Yeah, because I think he bought one of Anna's shirts.
Yes, yeah, that's right.
And it was just wild for me because I'm like, in the audience there are strippers, porn stars, and pro wrestlers, and this is the only time in my life where all of them are watching me.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh,
I'm like, I just wish they would just take their pants off. Well, not the pro wrestling. I didn't jerk off to wrestling. but it was just like it was wild for after the show, porn stars, strippers, and pro wrestlers to be like, "Hey man, great job, you killed it." And that's like
it was cool.
It was weird. It was weird
cool
for me
to see them fawn over you.
I know, because
especially the one chick.
She was cool. She was a stripper, I think.
Oh yeah.
Well, she did it. If you look on her Instagram or whatever, it was like she does a bunch of shit. But she was like, "I'm a stripper," and I was like, "I didn't ask. I don't always want to assume that the women there are like porn stars or strippers, but it's like a huge percentage.
You can kind of see it.
Yeah, you can, if not that, they're just like adventurous women.
I mean, did you see the clip that Anna posted with the one girl spinning around and the other girl standing on top of her?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh, they're professional.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They
know what they're doing.
Yeah. I mean, that was like Cirque du Soleil shit. You know.
Whoever did Amy Winehouse, that chick, she had a rockin' body.
She also flashed Anna.
That's what I was gonna say. We were all like standing there watching her do the Amy Winehouse song, and everyone was like drooling over her.
Yeah. And
then she came off stage and she was like, goodbye. And then Anna's like, that girl showed me her boobs and they were perfect. And I remember, I don't know about you, but I was just sad. I was just like, oh, what? Like you get to.
Here's the funny thing is for the reputation that place has, we were there. It was very tame. It was tame, and even then it was crazy. You know what I mean?
I know it was. Yeah, it's a crazy atmosphere, but yeah, I'd imagine shit gets.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they had a fucking orgy tent. They have a tent for orgies, so I'd imagine shit gets pretty wild.
Oh yeah, they're like
it must stink in there though, because it's like that heavy canvas, military canvas, like for a desert. So it just kind of hold body.
I think that's one of their sponsors is like Febreze or something.
Yeah. They got one of those a squirrel fan.
Yeah. Febreze labia edition. You know, like what I forgot what the fuck I was gonna say.
It's pretty mild.
Yeah, it was pretty mild because like even the last time I was there, the first show, it got pretty crazy. There was one stripper who's very good. You know, but the members weekends is that they have like if you're a member you can stay like on the premises, you like rent a spot.
Yeah.
And you can stay on the full weekend.
Oh, that's
the
cool.
members, and those weekends get pretty wild.
Yeah, I'd imagine that's a lot of fun.
And also, I don't know if you know this. I don't know if we talked about it while we were there. Because I know Miguel mentioned it, but I don't think he really like described it very much. I think Veterans Day, they have a porn star named Jenny Jizz, and she blows veterans. She like if you're a veteran, you prove it. Like the stipulation is you got to make sure your like dick's clean.
Yeah,
and she blows guy after guy.
It's just her.
Just her.
Wow.
Yeah. She's got records. I don't think it's a Guinness Book of Records. I don't think the Guinness Book of Records will actually keep track of certain things. But like, there's unofficial records of like the amount of guys she's blown over the years.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Yeah.
Uh,
But they do that, and it's been in the news and stuff. I mean, for bad reasons in the news, but like online, it's like, oh, that's a good thing you're doing for veterans. You know, they did a lot for this country, and for them to get their dick sucked.
it's like what's that? You know that charity that does like
Make a Wish.
no.
Oh, New Warrior.
No. It's like hand jobs for people in wheelchairs. It's like Angel. You don't know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I heard of that. Oh my god!
I gotta look up the name of it while we're doing this because it's a charity, and it's like porn. I guess.
Honestly, charity sex. It kind of feels like what I feel when women have sex with me.
Charity sex.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I gotta just
Hand angels.
hand angels.
Yeah. Hand
That's
angels.
a real thing?
People that volunteer to jerk off disabled people. Hand angels. Yeah, and I mean, if you're not a hand angel, you're a selfish person. So, that's what I'm saying. Hand angel. That should be the name of this episode.
Yeah, I dated a couple of hand angels, you know, and mouth angels and butthole, whatever angels, whatever hole that. Yeah, I don't know. That's It was fun, man. It was fun.
It was cool to see. It was cool to experience. Part of me would love to go and like go full bore party there, like get completely wasted
Yeah,
and like even like when we went. Well, if we went and we stayed, we would have watched people strip,
yeah,
and then we would have been sexually frustrated for 2.5 hours
yeah.
together on the ride home.
Oh yeah, that would have been, yeah. They'd be like, yeah, just like D'Angelo, you fucking. We just gotta stop, man. We just gotta stop. We gotta stop at Bucky's.
Just don't look. Just jerk off.
I'm not taking a shit.
I'm gonna jerk off in the dark.
Yeah,
on the side of the road.
Fuck it, yeah.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, it would be fun, but then also I'm like, man, I definitely feel like that place could ruin your life, like in just a weekend, maybe just a night.
Yeah.
Maybe not if you're single.
I mean, yeah. Well,
if you're single, you could have it. You could kind of like let it go. You know.
Yeah, yeah. It's a cool place to visit, but if you're in a established relationship, especially if communication is not a good thing, it could definitely end that relationship. Possibly, just a speculation of things that have occurred.
I feel like I would be trusted to stay there, but I would be probably interrogated.
Oh yeah.
Questioned.
Yeah. And that's with you and your relationship being a little bit more communicable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So imagine like those mistrusting type of relationships.
Oh yeah. No.
Oh my god, dude.
Terrible.
Yeah. Awful. I was actually talking to Miguel today. He sent me a couple more pictures from that night or whatever.
Yeah.
And like a picture of me on stage doing karaoke.
Oh, cool.
And then and then a picture that I don't remember. I went in the tent, one of the little cloth tents or whatever with Anna. And so it's me and Anna on the little cloth tent bed.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, he was like, yeah, man, I'm glad you had a good time, man. You're welcome back anytime. I'm like, oh, you shouldn't have said that, dude. I might make a visit.
No, that rules.
Yeah. Yeah, but I want to go during the Halloween party. Their Halloween party is probably their biggest event.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of horny people in costumes. That's pretty much for a weekend of possible fucking in costumes.
No, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Stay for a whole weekend?
Yeah. I honestly, I'm almost, as I get older, I don't know what's happening, but like I'm understanding furries a little bit more. Because just the idea of just having sex with people in costumes is kind of hot.
It is funny because like you could get like lingerie or like frilly lingerie or like feathery lingerie, But as soon as you put like a bird head on it, you're a weirdo.
Yeah.
Or like like
As I get older, the more the show The Masked Singer is like, is this porn? Is this porn?
weirdly sexual karaoke.
Yeah, I don't know why. I
never
don't know why I'm
watched that
hard why
show.
this parrot sings Jolene, but yeah, it's happening.
I never watched that show, but I understand. People just like reveal things, like people
Yeah.
love a reveal.
They love mystery and then it being revealed that like, and they love when people win. So like that's why some of these card games the kids play.
Yeah.
And a lot of, if you go down the toy aisle, it's all like, it's because like I feel I was like that when I was a kid, dude. I loved fucking grab bags.
Yeah.
Grab bags, something fierce to this day. If you put a bunch of mystery bags,
You like a mystery bag?
I fucking love them. I don't know what I think it really it is almost like innocent version of like searching for buried treasure, that type of aspect.
I understand that. I had a cool one for you. You would have loved this. When I was a really little kid, I used to go to a flea market, and this one stand sold comic books, and they had a pole, and it had a bunch of balloons tied to it.
Yeah.
And they would give you a dart, and you pay $1, and you pop a balloon, and inside the balloon would have a little piece of paper folded up, and you open it up, and it would say like $1, $3, $5, and then it would be like that towards the shop,
Oh shit.
So that was like a fun it's a fun idea.
Yeah.
Because you got to pop a balloon, which was always fun.
You have to pop a balloon, and then also if you're going to a comic book store, toy store, or something like that, it's under the guise of like, all right, so you got an allowance or something.
Yeah.
And you're like, here's $10, make it last, that type of thing.
Yeah.
And then so now
And that's what it was. It was
now
like,
you're
yeah,
shooting. Now you're shooting. Your financial future as a kid is dependent on your aim.
Yeah.
Oh
no, you didn't even have to aim. It was like you just walk up to. It was just a bunch of balloons, and you just pick a balloon and you poke it.
Oh, okay.
You like walk up to it with a dart. They give you like a dart you'd have in like an old dive bar.
Oh shit.
The sharp point.
That's so funny.
But it would be like free. It'd say like free comic. Or
Yeah.
Like,
But yeah, I mean, this
it's pretty sweet. But it was exactly what you said, because I would get like an allowance like $5. I remember,
Yeah.
and I would be like, oh, I'll pop 5 balloons and get whatever the chance is.
And it's like, oh, cool. All of them, $5 off. And it's a $6 comic book, and now I paid $1 for it.
You're trapped.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny.
But yeah, I love grab bags. I don't know what it is.
Well, they gave you a grab bag for performing at the Sausage Castle.
Essentially, yeah, it was
nice tequila, Don Julio tequila.
Yeah, I got a little bump box.
Yeah, a little speaker,
little mini speaker, Sausage Castle shirt.
Yeah,
some gummies.
Gummies, yeah.
Some good gummies. I got and a Sausage Castle lighter.
Oh, nice.
I got a little Sausage Castle lighter.
Were you tired the next day?
I was very tired the next day.
Did you sleep at all? Or sleep in?
No, not really, because my life situation.
Yeah,
is that
I went. I had to work the next day.
Yeah, you got to get up early as fuck.
Yeah. So I slept for like 3 hours maybe.
Yeah.
After I got home, and I got up and then I worked from like 9:30 to 2, and then I had my lunch break. And I was like, I'm just going to eat something. And then I was like, I'm too tired to cook anything. I was like, I'm just going to take like a 20-minute nap. And I went and I slept for 2 hours straight. I woke up and I was like, oh my God. It
hit me a couple of days later. I did that same thing a couple of days later.
Yeah.
Yeah, where I was supposed to go meet someone. And I was like, I'm going to take a cat nap. And then fucking 5 hours later, it was like awesome. 2:30 in the morning. I was like, oh well, there goes that.
There's that.
There's that.
Look at him.
Sleep apnea.
No, his paw going.
Yeah, see that.
Dreaming.
Oh yeah, he's dreaming of chasing puss.
Yep.
Just
Pussy cat.
The but yeah, it was
That was really cool though. He was really nice. Like he was really nice. Miguel was nice. Everyone there was
Yeah.
really friendly. Everyone, all the people we met were real friendly. Um, uh, I had a hot dog.
that was a good hot dog.
Yeah.
Whoever cooked them had like really good skins.
It's really. I would love to get like one of those hot dog roller things. It's fun.
Yeah.
Like if you had a party, I always want. There's all these cool things that I want for parties, but I have no. I have like 3 friends, and they're all comics. They're all busy all the time.
Best way to describe Sausage Castle, it's it's like a place for Disney adults, but if they just were just went to therapy and just got over the fact that they got touched at camp. I don't know.
My friends and I were making fun of Disney adults on
Yeah.
text message earlier. That's
But-
a sad, weird thing for people, for adults to like Disney on their own without kids.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just some.
No,
creepy-
the Sausage Castle
Even
just
if I
reminds
had
you.
kids,
It
I
reminds you
would
of
be
Disneyland if the Disney adults didn't mind swearing.
Yeah, it's like to me, it's like it reminds me very much of like 90s MTV kind of vibe mixed
Yeah.
with like stripper,
Yeah,
like.
real sex meets real world.
Right, yeah, like it's got like a very like insane whirlwind of pop culture, but like not in a tacky way, like in a everything's fun way. Like
Yeah.
I couldn't believe how much cool shit he has. Like it's nuts.
Yeah, it's like Pee Wee's Playhouse, but it's if one of the chairs was a Sibian, like
The talking chair.
yeah.
The talking chair is gurgling from
yeah. One of the talking pieces of furniture is a sex swing.
Yeah.
Named Swingy or some shit like that.
It's it was really cool. It was really impressive. The size, the amount. I don't wonder how many acres the property is.
I'd have to look it up.
I would like to now. I would like to look that up, but I mean, yeah, it's a huge fucking lake. I couldn't believe how many people were just hanging out. What I loved, so one of the funniest things, and I was like, I knew this place was going to be cool. Is when we first got there was just a girl who was like a 9.5 riding a bike around the property, like aimlessly, and we saw her like a few times before we saw anybody else.
Yeah.
And I said to you, roller girl.
Oh, from Boogie Nights?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is like the Sausage Castle's roller girl. She was just like this fucking insanely hot girl just rolling around the place.
In that bike with the
In like,
it's like
short,
custom.
short Daisy Duke shorts and like a short shirt. I just kept walking around going like, I'm married.
Yeah, there was a couple. Yeah, I'm not married, so. But
I walked out from behind the stage area, and there were like 2 strippers, and there was one that was like real strippery looking.
yeah,
And then she had a friend. She had a friend with her, who was plain dressed, and she shot me a look, like a flirty look, the plain looking one.
yeah.
And I was like, damn it. I was like, I gotta get out of here.
That's funny. Yeah, see, yeah, yeah. They have people that like kind of like work there, and like they almost borderline stay there, but not really,
Yeah.
because like Miguel doesn't live there, but he's there.
He's there a lot.
He said there's sometimes where he's there at least 3 or 4 days a week.
Yeah.
Like stays there because it's like, what's the point of driving back?
Right, yeah. And, you know, especially if you get drunk and like,
Yeah, but then they
to
actually do
hang
have
out.
people that take care of the grounds that like live there.
yeah.
Like, but like I don't think I think away from the house. It's like they have like other little facilities nearby and stuff.
Yeah.
And some like I think one guy has an RV set up. You know.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. But yeah, it's always interesting just seeing who show up. Because the last time I performed there, I don't know if you ever seen any of the reality shows on VH1 that they used to have, like when they had like Rock of Love and all that stuff.
Yeah, Breaking Bonaducci.
Yeah, they had one I think it's like I Love New York,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
there was a contestant there named
yeah, from
Midget Mac.
uh-huh.
So last time before Midget Mac was in the audience.
Mm.
Yeah, so it's like you don't know what celebrity personality is gonna be there. You
Yeah.
know, I mean even down to some of the performers, like they've had some people that are like local celebrities for radio station stuff perform there. And one of the comedians that night was Dwayne Williams, who's like the face of Universal Studios. He's in a lot of their like TV promotions and stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So he does like a whole bunch of commercial shit, like TV commercials for lottery, the Universal Studios stuff. And I keep forgetting. I'm like, oh shit, because I've known him for years, but I keep forgetting like other people that are not me or not someone involved in the industry. They're just like members.
Yeah.
They'll look at him like, oh, that guy's here, and it's like, oh shit, this is the same thing as when I'm like freaking out about a pro wrestler guy. It's like, oh, you know.
I know it's funny how it's all like the same, right? You know, like
Oh,
like
what we
this
do?
other pro wrestlers.
Yeah.
will look at that guy and they're like, oh, that's just fucking
This guy.
What's his first name?
Oh, AJ.
AJ. They're like, that's just fucking AJ. I know AJ from back in like,
Yeah,
like coming up in the,
yeah,
doing shit gigs.
yeah. Because he played in the NFL too.
Comedy and I mean, everyone says this all the time, but comedy and wrestling are like so similar in like the.
Honestly, it's so weird.
Only their gig is much harder.
I mean, but it's a lot of
Ours is embarrassing.
It's a lot of the same. It's so funny, depending on who you ask, because there's been a lot of pro wrestlers that try to get into stand up,
Yeah,
and they'll always sell out because pro wrestling fans will always buy the tickets for them.
yeah.
But
Mick Foley.
yeah, but a lot of them couldn't do like traditional stand up. They
No,
most
they
of them
just
is
tell
like
stories.
They just
right?
tell stories. They couldn't do
Yeah.
it like a fucking set up punch.
Right. Yeah.
They
probably their brains probably too bashed into
yeah. Honestly,
however that that muscle works.
yeah. And speaking of that ring, the WrestleMania 3, that was an '80s ring.
Yeah.
So the rings as in more modern times, they are built a certain way. So in those days, kayfabe is a term. It's the suspension of disbelief of pro wrestling that is real.
Right.
That still existed.
Yeah.
So the rings and even the match styles, the wrestling moves and stuff, they were all predicated on wrestling being real. So you didn't have to do a bunch of flippy shit and stuff to impress the audiences,
It'd
because
just be like headlocks
and punches and like, oh my god, did he
Feats
go
of
for the middle
strength.
rope to the and so it was because it was all like, that's a 240-pound guy coming off the top rope. They don't
Yeah.
know the choreography of it, and so in those days the rings, because the matches were very simple. There was like throw you against the rope, elbow drop, and now the rings they got guys that are doing like fucking gymnastics and shit.
Yeah, do like
And so
triple
the
flip.
rings now have more give,
Yeah.
because they have more people doing more elaborate things, and they need more like it's just safer. But that's an '80s ring. It's all steel, all wood. There's like no give. And the reason I know that was the last time I did a show there, I did a Macho Man elbow drop for the fucking top rope into the middle of the ring, and my whole like left side of my body was sore for a week.
You really did that?
Yeah, I got too excited. And I did an elbow drop, and I mean to the point where I'm surprised no one even noticed, because I was like limping when I was walking around.
What? How did you land flat on your side, or did you land like legs first and then how did you land? Because that's, I don't know if people understand. I don't know, like touching that ring and getting in that ring.
Yeah.
Gave me a different perspective on wrestling.
Yeah.
All together, because I've never touched a ring before.
Oh, this is your first one.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've been in several.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Did that fucking hurt? Like how'd you land?
I I definitely hit hip first.
Hip first.
Hip first.
That
Actually,
must have
that's
fucking hurt. Like,
well, that's when you do an elbow drop. The movement is to show the audience, oh, I'm hurting this guy, but the actual execution is you're taking the brunt of the whole move.
yeah,
So and they don't want you hitting elbow first because elbow injuries are a career killer.
yeah.
So they're like your body can sustain more of a blow. So a lot of times, like when like wrestlers like Macho Man would come off the top rope, he would do it in such a way that audibly, visibly, it looks like the elbow's hitting the guy. But what's happening is he's stopping himself essentially when he lands. He's
Yeah.
hitting hip first.
Wow.
And then dropping the rest of it. But he does it in such a motion that it looks like it's all one thing. Every once in a while, they'll fuck up and like fucking drop an actual elbow in somebody's fucking stomach, you know?
Yeah.
That's happened. There's been some where they they mistimed it and the elbow came down first on the face, you know, and broke a nose or some shit. Yeah, so I was like, I know how to I'd never been in a ring before, but I'll try it. So I jumped off the top rope and I landed, you know, like you would, and then not only did my hip land, but my elbow landed too, and it was just the hardest. It's like your hardwood floor right now. Just throw maybe like
Like a yoga mat on it.
yeah, like a thick yoga mat, and then propel my at that time 300+ pound body off the top rope onto and I hit first, and I felt a sharp wave like from like my hip all the way to my foot. And then my elbow, and
You
I
get a spinal injury before you.
yeah. I'm sorry, I can't do the show. I just paralyzed myself. Is that even a word? Paralyzed?
Paralyzed. It's not.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe.
Probably. Yeah.
Oh God. Well, that had to fucking hurt.
Yeah.
Well, that was cool. And then they had like pyrotechnics going and shit.
Yeah.
for
Oh
you
yeah.
guys?
They had a fucking a fog machine.
Yeah.
At will.
That was cool.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah, it was badass. They had a good setup, and then.
And then the green room was just full of snacks, dude. Just unbelievable.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. I had Tostitos like nacho cheese for the first time in I don't know how many years. I mean, years and years and years.
Yeah, they had Kool-Aid jammers.
Oh yeah, dude, it was great. But I love that they had shrimp cocktail and then like awkward looking sandwiches, and I was like, man, the shrimp cocktail reminded me of The Simpsons when it was like when he gives Homer, he's like 7-day-old shrimp or whatever.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah,
dude.
that was good though. It was a fun trip. I wish I could have. I wish I was just off the next day, so we could have just stayed through the night and then went home like, 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, I was hoping for that too. Yeah, because we rode together, and I had talked to that stripper, and I wasn't sure if there was like a
vibe.
Well, she had added me on Instagram, and then like fuck the shit out of my page.
Yeah, all the stuff.
Yeah,
I know.
But I think it was just more or less just like, oh, I don't think it was meticulous. Like, ooh, I don't like that one, and I don't like that. It was just like, here's the last 12.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I also didn't want to be that guy that like falls in love with strippers.
I know it's such a hard situation because you're like, I don't know.
I mean, well, for me, it was like she's not on stage. She's not performing. So
yeah.
So she's like getting to know me. But then it's like, I got invited here. And, it's so I think it's like, I think we talked about this before. It's like the thing about meeting people at shows.
Yeah.
Is the perceived importance of yourself is so different.
Yeah, than your day to day.
Yeah, because it's like if she met me at the laundromat, I'm just some guy at the laundromat.
Yeah. I
But
know.
then now they're meeting me at the show that I'm the invited guest. And they got a whole green room full of snacks. And
Yeah,
shit.
all this is
It's just like I'm getting walked around the premises. It's like, oh, okay, this guy, who's this? This guy's important.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I felt bad. I definitely did. I was worried. Uh, I was like, I wish I had my own car so Marcus could stay here.
You were you're cock blocking me.
But I also, well, I feel like I don't know that it's like a sex is guaranteed kind of place. You know, I think it's more like women are gonna strip a little bit, and maybe not even like nude strip, like just because a lot of the I don't know if she just didn't post any nude stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, but I would, it's tough. That's a fun atmosphere, but if I was in that atmosphere, I would want to just get blackout drunk.
Oh
You
yeah,
know?
yeah. No, I mean, the whole place is predicated on it being perceived as a sex is guaranteed place.
Right.
You know, with the stories of the orgies and stuff.
Right,
But that's
yeah.
all like those are people that are in that community already. There's couples,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Like, but they market to some of these like single guys, like, hey, people get
Yeah,
their dick
yeah.
sucked. Like, oh,
30
that's Jane and Tom. They've been married for 13 years. You know,
Right.
Jane just loves sucking dicks. You know, just,
I know. The next day, I kept going back. I felt very guilty about. I was like, I wish I didn't. I wish I like gave it like an hour, and then I was thinking like, if we went into that house for an hour, we would not leave. Like we would have stayed 4 hours.
yeah. There's no hour.
Yeah.
I mean, not when you already saw the craziness of the house with the no people.
Right.
So imagine that ambiance of like that
know.
Americana, and then there's actual titties and shit.
I know. I hate it. I was mad at myself. I wanted to. If I could go back, I would have. But then again, like I don't know how I would do. I don't know how I would. I would have to call in sick again the next day.
No, you're good, man. It's no. Honestly, looking back, I was like, no, I'll do that party stuff another time because like a couple days later, man, buddy, it hit the tiredness.
Yeah.
Because in the next couple days, I didn't really get a chance to like get a lot of sleep, or then I had to be up early for different things.
Yeah.
And it finally, that's like I said, I was supposed to hang out with someone, and then I woke up to several calls and texts like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I hate that morning thing when I fall asleep, and then people are like,
Yeah.
know,
They're like,
"Did you die? Please don't tell me, please. I've been watching the news for 3 days.
Did you kill yourself?
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, that's funny.
I know. I was like useless for a couple of days. I feel
Yeah.
like, but I definitely slept for like 2 hours that one day.
Yeah, honestly, here's another thing that felt good. I think about that trip, other than the ambiance of it, and I think the thing is, it's for me in this period of time in my like comedy and stuff, I'm seeing like cats that years ago they would have to do comedy for at least 5 years just to
Yeah.
even touch that stage, and so I'm seeing people get to what took me 10 years to get, like stages in certain places and certain type of accolades. And so for me, it felt like, oh, finally I'm at a place, I'm performing at a place that not everyone could do. You got to get invited to perform here.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it felt good. It was like I needed that kind of jolt for not just my week, but just like, okay, finally, yeah, there are things that you don't have to, it takes more than just being a year in and a couple viral videos to get,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And I felt like they did a great job of like treating you guys really well.
Yeah.
And then, it was cool. Yeah, it would be fun to go back.
Yeah.
I'd love to go back and like just take off the next day,
Yeah.
and then this way, like just go and
They also do
leave it open ended.
Yeah. Now the funny thing is, I want to go back for two types. I want to go back for like a regular, like a wild weekend or a wild night and
Yeah.
stay for a while. But I also want to go for what he said. Miguel said that they have family day at the Sausage Castle, and so they're where they're at right now is like a small town, and they got a couple of businesses, and he's like the reputation that he's built with certain people was like, oh, he's not as bad as. So constantly does charity things, and he does things for kids because he was in the foster care system.
Yeah.
And he does Family Day, where it's basically everybody in the city. If they have kids, come on down to the Sausage Castle. They got rides and stuff. Well, they were telling a story about before Family Day, they had a private guest rent out parts of the Sausage Castle, for a wild party. It had strippers and shit like that. And but it was under the guys like this. You guys got to be out by this time. And the problem was several of the strippers got hammered, and they didn't want them going anywhere. So they let them stay the night. So they have this event setting up for the Friends and Family Day. And then next thing you know, they're like, oh shit, we forgot about the drunk strippers. And they threw a couple Disney princess outfits on them. So it was like hammered Cinderella, hammered Jasmine. I forgot who they said. Oh, Elsa. They had blackout Elsa was like signing autographs. Next thing you know, was puking in the bushes and shit. It's fucking great.
That's hilarious.
But I want to see knowing what I know about that place now. I want to see what the Family Days.
Oh yeah, I bet he probably puts together something fun, like a field.
Yeah, I mean he does have a fucking
trip.
carnival ride in his the
Yeah.
side. What would be like where normal people put a pool.
Yeah,
He's got a fucking carnival ride. Yeah, dude.
It must be cool to have that much money to do shit like that.
Yeah, dude.
It's funny. And then we got to drive home and eat at Buc-ee's.
Hell yeah, dude. That's like a
But
perfect day.
that was a highlight too.
Yeah, that was a perfect day, man. That's I mean, honestly, if I could have got a rub and tug from that stripper, I think it would have been a completely perfect.
I would have. Yeah, I mean, I would have loved to see. I would have loved to see some stripping.
Yeah, if I saw a titty, I think it would have been a good. It was for me been perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was just like a nice butt.
Yeah, like a nice. Yeah,
Like I would like to be sitting back, not actively pursuing it, but having it in the area.
yeah. It's. I mean, it's like it's just kind of like. Yeah, it's kind of like a vegan on the fence at a steakhouse. You're like, I'm not eating it, but I do like looking at it occasionally. Yeah.
It smells good.
It smells good. It reminds me of good times, It's fucking no, but it was like with the Sausage Castle, got the wrestling ring. I'm god damn it, I'm just a big kid, but just got the jump around there. Had strippers, porn stars, and pro wrestlers say great job, and then Buc-ee's, dude, like. Goddamn.
Solid night.
Yeah. I was afraid to go to sleep. I was like, I'm not gonna wake up. God's gonna be like, yeah, you lived your life.
Days like this,
Yeah, that's it. That was heaven.
It was cool. It was a great experience.
Hell yeah, dude.
Bless the Sausage Castle.
God bless the sausage. Which is funny they say that because the chairs in the warehouse for the show were church pews.
I know, yeah, I did see that. That was cool. That was cool. Well,
oh yeah, dude.
It's not fun to leave the Sausage Castle right when things are spicing up.
Yes. Yeah, that's dumb, and it's no cool to be dumb, but it's cool to be foolish, baby. Come on.
I blew it.